holding on. I know I'm holding on to this, holding on. Don't let me repeat it. Don't let me repeat it. Fast forward a year or two, friends have changed, but so can you. So can you. For too long about the mistakes, while I resent, I learned to hate. Forgot your names. Fear the struggle to follow on. Need to focus to prove you're wrong. I'm not wrong. I know I'm holding on to this, holding on. I know I'm holding on to this, holding on. Don't let me repeat it. Don't let me repeat it.
Alright. I am a bit sorry for I'm on the wrong one there. Anyway, okay, the host alert didn't show up for some reason. I'm just getting myself logged into Discord. And I have to check. Okay. I do need to get the stream status going. Oh, I need to disable and re-enable streamer mode. Just a simple
One wheel spin for Diswaldra before I pounce onto my bed.
okay. I'll redeem the wheel spin. I'll accept the redemption. And let me replay the stream alert.
Fuck you.
Okay. There's another. So let's see. Wolfcoin jackpot is 1.1 thousand wolf coins when I get everything up. And then here, the wheel spin. Spin again. I don't need to look down at it. 500 wolf coins. So, I'm posted just under 22,000 wolf coins. Sure. And I do always ask how your day has been. So, this is the I can just if I can the mouse froze. Oh, the game froze. Okay, so I'm gonna there's no replay option. Did I? Okay. Let me turn that off so I can. Oh, this is me. It reminds me of the suits of armor we fought earlier. I have no doubt that there was some sort of relation. We must be looking at the man responsible for this. He jumps down from the water tank and lands with a roll. I take a few steps back, ensuring that Ulrich remains in the front. If his job was our protection, now was the time to shine through.
What a pitiful little village. It's no fun when they don't put up a fight. Did you know what they did in their final moments?
So you just have a knack for always being at my streams, which is good.
They called out to you, Sia. They wanted your help, and you let them down. I guess the stories I heard about you were wrong.
So you already have the blade. Let us leave. We can resolve this peacefully.
No survivors. Don't you remember the rule? Like a garden, we have to pluck all the weeds.
Is that all these people are to you? Sophie, they have a culture and history.
Yes, but it's not theirs that I'm interested in. In fact, I'm only here to claim the Seer sword. Everything else was just for fun, for sport.
This becomes personal, as they seem to know each other. They both worked for opposing forces. I'm sure they've fought before. It sickens me that he likens killing the villagers to a sport.
You don't mean...
My orders had nothing to do with burning down this village. I wasn't supposed to kill anyone unless I had to either. But you know, my apprentice isn't very fun to train with.
disgusting. Well, let's take this seer and run. I'll catch up with you at Peregrino.
Ulrich pulls out his blade and assumes a fighting stance. Zoe does the same, and their eyes meet in deadlock. I look at Velissa and we nod before starting to run. Unfortunately, we don't make it very far. We hear Ulrich scream and turn back to look. Zoe smirks at us, his blade deep in Ulrich's abdomen.
Where do you think you're going, you two? It would be rude to leave before I'm done with you. Watch, and you'll see why you can never win.
With a grin on his face, he twists the blade inside Ulrich. Defying all possibility, the gear on the base starts to spin. Soon after, everything is engulfed in a blinding white light.
Run.
We hear Ulrich's final words as the light subsides. When everything is back to normal, he's completely gone. No blood, no body, just Zoe standing there with pride.
What? What did you do?
I put his spirit to good use, like I planned to do with your little friend.
He points behind us, and we turn to look. The scattered pieces of armor on the ground start to move. They assemble, forming bodies that move in a slow, stiff fashion. But after a few moments, the movements became more natural. It isn't much longer until an army of automatons block our path. There was nowhere to go, so we blocked the other side.
You're using their spirits to power that armor. Does that mean we've been fighting our own?
Now you finally understand. The force of life itself bends to the triumvirate. There's no way that you could hope to stop us.
He takes slow steps towards me, holding out his blade. I finally understood why it was important. It was so important to the triumvirate. They could command an army of spirits simply by possessing it.
As soon as I harvest the seal's soul, I'll leave. Valessa, if you behave, I might let you go. Visit the rebels. Tell them what's coming.
This is it. If he attacked me, the vision would end. I was armed with all the information I needed to counter this attack. The true purpose, the major players, and even the nature of the blade. He was so certain of his victory, he had no idea. I took a step forward, embracing what was to come. When this future came to Valinor, we would be ready. He thrusts the blade inside of me with little effort. The pain was so intense, but I'm overcome with hope. As my vision fades, I find the strength to say one final thing. And I got in a achievement called Foreshadowing. So it will appear on my friend activity for Steam, and the friend activity of those who added me to their Steam friends list. Like momentarily, my eyes shoot open, and I instinctively clutch my gut. The pain from the vision liners lingers, pulsing through my body, panting heavily, I squirm in pain, waiting for it to fade. I fall off the side of my bed and slam into the floor. Thankfully, this makes me fully lucid, stopping the pain. For a moment, it's as if I existed in both scenarios. I rise to a sitting position and focus on my breathing. Sitting while still in shock of what happened, my heart beats frantically. It takes a while before it slows down, but I happily wait. When these negative feelings subside, I stand up. The vision I just experienced plays a loop in my head. I had to warn Miles. I had to ensure that this didn't happen. A knock sounds on my door. I lock up and fry. After what I just saw, my mind is filled with anxiety. Thankfully, as a voice calls out to me, I'm put at ease.
Hey, Seer! Open up! Don't make me wait all day again!
It's Fortame. He's my best friend and Valessa's student. As my scribe, she had to train a backup, so to speak. A terrible scenario to plan for, but it had to be done. I rush over to the door and quickly unlock it, welcoming him in. I notice a huge grin on his face. I feel relaxed. It's a brief reminder of safety.
Did you just wake up? Oh jeez, I hope we won't be late. Don't tell me you forgot what day it is.
Carries memories like a never fading
Okay, I'm not doing the first two.
Oh, we will keep on changing.
What is this one?
Hey, I'm just trying to be nice. I didn't mean to steal your thunder. After all, this day is all about you. You're being officially inducted. You know, the ceremony to brand you as a seer? It should have happened ages ago, but stuff got in the way. Let's not delay it anymore, alright? Just sign this paper before we go. Milas wants it. Consent for the ceremony.
Use keyboard to enter name. This is where I get to put my name in.
Thanks. This is exactly what I'll need. You put on something fancy. I'll wait outside.
I reach out to try and stop him, but he's already gone. It's for the better though, as he mustn't know what I saw. The only people authorized to know were Milas and Balessa. I walk over to my wardrobe to look for an outfit. As Bortamy pointed out, I'm still in my small clothes. If it was a big day, I guess I'd have to dress the part. What should I wear? I'm a man, so wear elegant menswear. Yes, that should be a fine choice. I slip into the menswear and turn back to my room. I take in everything at once. It's a huge mess. Once I meet Bortamy, we might be busy for a while. I should finish up any last minute business while I can. But at the same time, I shouldn't keep him waiting for long. My cooking space is so messy. It's embarrassing. I'm glad Bortamy didn't stay and visit. It would have been lecture after lecture. One of my books, in the creation of Alestia. August Valor is one of the most famous scholars of the world. I tried to collect some of his works, but he wrote so much.
On Alestia's creation. There are many theories on when Alestia came into existence. None have any foolproof evidence and are merely based on personal belief and the conviction of the individual. The most popular, however, is the belief that the Triumvirate created our world. This theory is strengthened by the fact that no history or records of history exist prior to their rule. Therefore, the passage of time on our world is measured by how many years have passed since the first recording of known history, the Triumvirate's arrival. But, as the lack of evidence cannot be considered evidence itself, this is a topic of hot debate. The answer does not seem to be within our reach, and many scholars who dedicated their lives to this knowledge have since given up and moved on. As everyone on Alestia lives in a relative peace, these pursuits are considered a waste of time. If the Triumvirate truly did create our world, then we must thank them, for they are very generous and righteous gods. Perhaps one day, though, we will know the truth. Algus Veyer.
That's how. There's a thing up here. You're about to visit the map for the first time. Click the question mark in the bottom corner for a tutorial. The story flow and exploration will be explained in more detail. So I'm here. And I need to be here? Oh, I've been here. So I need to go here. Oh. Where's the map thing? There it is. Character is not in your party.
On Alestia's creation, there are many theories.
I don't need to have that go again. I need to be here.
Wow, I didn't expect you to dress that fancy. I'm a little jealous now. You feel underdressed. You should do my wardrobe next time we go out.
Oh,
Hey, are you okay? You look a little shaken up. Are you nervous about the ceremony? Oh, I see. Perhaps we should find Valessa first. It must have been bad if you're acting like this. But hold on. Just remember the basics. Visions are never foolproof. They're always full of errors. It's like looking at a painting. It's up to interpretation. Everyone who looks at it would walk away with something different.
okay.
Not that I have visions, I'm just trying to help. Valessa will make sense of everything you saw. I know it. Sometimes visions make mountains out of mud piles. Whoa, really? Scare me half to death, why don't you? Let's put everything on hold then get Valessa. We're supposed to meet her in the town square. But if this is as bad as you say, you better tell me too. Not as a scribe in training, but as a friend. Got it? Sweet. Glad to know you're on my side. It's good to have a friend in someone like you. Anyway, we should head to the town square. With this vision business, we'll have a busy day. Don't waste too much time, alright?
Boromir has now permanently joined your party. A convert joining your party also unlocks content. For example, you can bring Boromir to your home and talk to him there. It is a good idea to form a habit of revisiting previous areas. I got an achievement for it too. So we should go to the town square, which is here. The town square is a serene and beautiful place, like usual. A far city from how I saw it in last night's vision. I take a deep breath and relax. We're all safe.
Hey, nice to see you again. I'm starting to worry you might be late. Thankfully, we still have time to spare.
She didn't say my name, but that's fine. That's intended. She runs up to me and gives me a tight hug. I glance over at Boromir, and he appears embarrassed.
Oh my, is this a hint of romance I see? And in public too? People will start to talk.
Shut it, Fortum! Nobody asked you.
Fortune,
I was just
that's
excited to see the seer.
I've been
Remember how special today is?
Fortum. That's how his name is pronounced. And she said the seer, not my name shown. That's fine. Let's do at least ask before hugging me.
Oh my, a lover's quarrel too? Guess today is special for me after all. But I guess there's more important matters at hand. Sorry for getting sidetracked. I'm all over the place. Do your thing. I'll be waiting over there by the tank.
He runs off to the water tank and rests against it. He's definitely out of earshot, so I could talk to Melissa. We need to meet up with Miles, so they could hear about my vision.
Ugh. I swear, Fortune can be so insufferable. Be glad you don't work with him as much as I do. He keeps things interesting, to say the least.
Oh, dude. Yeah, he's kind of annoying.
Just don't say that to his face or anything. It's tolerable, but I wish he'd grow up already. Anyway, something doesn't add up to me here. Fortune would never willingly walk away from us. He'd only do that if he's not allowed to listen in. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but you had a vision, didn't you?
Oh, fuck you.
Really? I knew something was off. You seemed different. I didn't want to bring it up, but now I know why.
Thanks for the host, Lunchbox. How was your stream?
Should we go to the Grand Tree then? Might be good to discuss this in private. If I tell the villagers, they won't bother us.
No, we need to get to Miles first and fast.
Whoa, you're starting to creep me out, Sarah. Involving the Elder? That's very serious.
I'm doing well, Lunchbox. Just a bit resting up from the interview. I should be expecting a call within a half hour from my posted time, which is about 12:30 p.m. Pacific time, which would be 1:30 for you. See, God, I say he's in the chat with Lunchbox 20 emotes. Yeah, I don't have those because I'm not subscribed to you, Lunchbox.
But I trust your judgment. I really do. Let's grab Fortum and head to Miles' place. If it's actually that bad, you should be there with us. Just promise me one thing. Do your best to keep calm. Some of the villagers are already looking your way. If they see you freaking out, they'll freak out too.
Melissa has now permanently joined your party.
Jackpot incoming.
Okay, so God, I say he redeemed the will spin. There was a jackpot winner, I believe, Monday. Oh, I need to go to here and update the jackpot to 1.2 thousand. Lunchbox, I was gonna plan to join your stream, but the job interview had bigger priority. I'll be sure to catch your next stream if you're like streaming anytime like tonight or tomorrow. So then right here, I need to spin the wheel. Let's see, it's red, so that's 10 wolf coins, so you got the redemption back, guys. I can just go to the spin wheel, part of the page to verify, yeah, it's 10. Yeah, if I get the call at 1 p.m. Pacific time. Oh, God, I see got moved to the second page because it goes in reverse alphabetical order by username. So it's that puts you 2 point. Well, okay, so Parallel Chronicles. World of Celestia is a living, breathing place. Whose story takes place from your perspective, the large cast of characters is always up to something. In the top left of applicable maps, you can view subplots by clicking on the character's mini portrait. This guy right here kind of looks like me, but doesn't look like me. You can do these in any order, but it is highly recommended that you do them in the order you see them. So, this dude and this dude. Let's go to the map and continue events further in the story. We enter Milus's house with an aura of purpose. Though they didn't know what I saw, they knew it was important. We see him shuffling papers at his table, oblivious to our existence.
Hey, Milus. We need to have a word.
He doesn't seem to respond and continues his business. Coram seems anxious and taps his foot on the floor like an angry rabbit. A few moments later, Melissa gives up and interjects.
Milus, snap out of it. We need to talk about something important.
She slams a fist down on the table, startling Milus. He jumps back a few feet in fright, and then laughs. Whatever he was looking at, it fully engrossed him.
You know what they say about death, right? When we die, we go on to live in the realm of spirits. With that logic, spiritual energy should be infinite.
Okay, I think I know who this guy looks like. I'll put his well, I'll put the YouTube channel at the end of the YouTube replay video. Let me just well, I'll post it in the Discord after the stream. I'll just take the screenshot to remember.
I'm not really sure how to respond to that. I mean, we've had seers and scribes for thousands of years. I'm pretty sure we'll have them for thousands more to come.
Wouldn't that be beautiful? Sorry for rambling, but we should all have a seat. I'm afraid things aren't going to go as planned.
Okay, if this dude's brown hair was not there, I believe these would be ear gauges. They would not be there. And this would be blue fur, and this would be blue fur. I'm certain it would look like me. He motions to the back of his house, a carpeted area. With no chairs in sight, it looks like we'd be sitting on the floor. We make our way over there, questioning just what he meant.
I think we were going to say the same thing to you. I mean, the seer had a vision last night. A big one. Hopefully we have enough time to get through all of this.
Okay, the characters here are gonna say the seer instead of the name shown on the screen, if it's showing on the screen, which it most likely isn't.
Well, unfortunately, I'm past the point of subtlety. So, in the interest of time, I'll get right to it. The induction ceremony is henceforth cancelled.
What?
What?
the
serious?
fuck?
You hype us all up and take it away? There better be an explanation for this.
Fordham said what, like, shortly after I did? Fordham is fuming with anger and very upset. I guess Miles was right. Plans have changed. But the timing, along with my vision, was odd.
What's going on here, Miles?
I'm afraid that's a very complicated answer. Let's back things up a few moments. Seer, tell us about the vision you had.
I take a deep breath as we all sit down. That was the moment I told them everything. How Valinor was destroyed by the Triumvirate. I told them about the blaze and the agony. How the man who led the attack had a mystical blade. Not only did it kill Ulrich, but it killed me as well. When I finished my story, I'm met with silence. Now, before I continue, I'm gonna do shout out commands for Goddess 80 and Lunchbox 20. Let's click here. No, I don't. Okay. They look amongst themselves in shock and confusion. That's fine. It was a lot to process all at once. Is she gonna say anything? Oh, she's still stunned. Looks like everybody's having a hard time processing this.
Just as I expected. It was only a matter of time before you saw it. That is, if the spirits truly cared about our protection.
Wait, slow down a minute. How do we know nothing was lost in translation? Remember how abstract visions are known to be?
I can confirm that an attack is imminent. Besides, Valessa, you know visions aren't like that. The spirits have gotten strong enough. It's no longer an issue.
But this can't be true.
It is. And unfortunately, it's just the start. There are still some important matters at hand. Before I send you off,
Alright. I'll tell you everything. He smiles at each of us before taking a deep breath. I notice some large bags under his eyes, signs of unrest. He must have been living with this secret for a while.
I didn't want to tell you until you needed to know. I'm just lucky that this vision waited until I was ready. The Triumvirate wants to occupy Valinor, as they did Mazeo. I know what you three lost in Mazeo, and I'm sorry, but what they plan to bring to Valinor is far, far worse. Punishment for my father's involvement with the rebellion.
Just like that antique armor seems to imply. So Valinor did have some relation to the rebellion. And it wasn't just during Milas's short reign either.
We're supposed to be nonpartisan.
Yeah, that's our whole deal. Why would your father do that to us?
I'll never forgive you, Milas. Your father is responsible for all of this? He betrayed Valinor the moment he helped them.
Understandable, but this is not my fault. Surely you know about my father's disappearance. But have you heard the stories of the recent rebel victory?
Rebel victory?
The blade that the seer mentioned. It was taken from the Triumvirate. Without it, they are weak and vulnerable. But it was not an easy feat to accomplish. In their pursuit of the blade, many people died, including the leader of the rebellion itself. The new leader, Damek, sent it here for safekeeping. I hid it in the grand tree where no one would find it. I want you to take it and seek out Damek in Mazeo.
Hey, slow down. This makes sense to you, but it's all a blur to us. Your father was one of the men that died to get this blade?
Indeed he was, Fortem. The rebel leader's death, my father's disappearance, I'm afraid those are intricately connected.
You mean...
Yes, I do. My father didn't work with the rebellion. He created it. The first allegiance in Valenorth's entire history.
Whoa.
He formed an allegiance with insurgents in Mazeo. Together, they grew and created a large army. Large enough to steal the Triumvirate's sacred blade.
I don't understand why he'd do that. We're fine on our own. We always have been.
Times are changing and leaving us behind. I'm afraid that Valenorth is a dying culture, Valessa. What I am about to tell you must not leave this room.
What is it?
You know of Salberg, right? How it houses the spirit idol of Valenorth.
Yes, of course. But it's been blocked off for a long time. I've never gone to see a spirit idol in person.
I'm afraid it might remain that way. Seer, on the eve of your birth, it went dark. Valenorth is living unlimited spiritual energy.
There's no way I believe that, Milas. Our connection with the spirits is eternal.
I wish that were the case, Fortem. It pains me to say this, but it's true. You are the last seer we shall ever have.
Bullcrap.
Normally, the spirit idol chooses a child. That child is imparted with a surge of spiritual energy. When they pass away, it does the same to the next generation. But you, seer, it gave everything to you. Like the spirit realm is making one final push. I don't know why, but I have my theories.
Explain yourself.
Sounds like the spirits have given up on us. Perhaps we took their gift for granted and abused them. Without that idol and their energy, what will happen to us?
Yeah, seriously, what will happen to us?
I expect that Valenorth will become like any other nation. We'll take history into our own hands, rather than act on guidance. It's not a bad thing, and I don't think the spirits gave up on us.
Bullcrap.
In fact, I think it's the opposite. They're placing all of their hope on us. The seer and that blade can save us all.
Back to that blade again? What does that have to do with all of this?
He's clearly walking around the question.
It's not an ordinary blade, as you've been told. In order to harness it, you need remarkable strength. Or, in other words, a vast amount of spiritual energy. Seer, I think the spirits chose you to wield this blade. To take it, join the rebels in Mazeo, and defeat the Triumvirate. I know this is asking a lot of you, but we always follow their lead. Valenorth may be attacked, but we can rebuild from the ashes. Our true goal here should be the destruction of the Triumvirate. History should be in our hands, not in the hands of unjust gods.
So that's why your father formed this alliance? To take control of our history in the spirit's absence? And to make sure the Triumvirate doesn't dictate our future?
He wanted to strengthen our bonds with outsiders as well. Without visions, we have to take things as they come. Foresight helped us out, but we won't always have it. What we do have, however, is the potential of the seer. I think that's why he sacrificed himself to get this blade. He knew that you'd be able to wield it and achieve liberation. Please, take the blade and flee to Mazeo. When the ceremony is supposed to start, I'll tell the people. They're all rounding up, so it'll be easy to evacuate. We might be a bit behind, but we'll meet in Mazeo. There's lots to plan, and little time to plan it. We'll need new homes and blades for any volunteers. As far as I can tell, this is not up for debate. If you think it is, then consider it an order from your elder. Leave as soon as you are able, and we'll meet again soon.
He stands up and walks away, avoiding the question in Harold. Moments later, he's back to his usual business. We exchange glances with one another, overwhelmed.
Listen, I'm gonna try and be the voice of reason here. Milas said a lot of stuff, and it could be true or false. But if an attack is coming, we should go either way. Especially if there's a weapon we can use. I think we should grab it from the Grand Tree first. Again, not siding with anyone here, just using logic.
Yeah, you're right. We do the same thing, even if Miles didn't tell us to. Find something to defend ourselves with, and leave Valenorth. But he said the spirits gave you all their power? And they cut their influence from Valenorth for good? This changes Alestia's entire history, not just our actions. I can't say I fully understand, but it makes sense. Miles' father foresaw all this and took action. I feel hatred, but at the same time, I feel hope.
Let's take this one step at a time, Valessa. We'll grab the weapon and make our way out of here. The rest can fall into place as we move on.
We nod and stand up as well. With an attack on the way, we had to move. Miles would take care of evacuating everyone else. If we got that blade first, Sylvie couldn't use it.
So, to the Grand Tree then? I'll try to maintain one modicum of sanity. It's not like our lives were just turned around.
I'm sure we'll manage as long as we're together. I'm not giving up on any of you. I promise. There's nothing we can't do if we all pitch in. Let's go to the Grand Tree and get that blade.
And let's go here. The Grand Tree towers above everything else in Valinor. And because of Valinor's altitude, it towers above the world. We take slow steps across the makeshift bridge, floating onto the sides. Oh, Foxy. Melissa stops in her tracks, taking in the surroundings. A hint of confusion appears on her face as she breaks the silence. Stopping as well, Fordham and I listen to her words, which are...
Alright, we really need to talk. Seer, what are your thoughts on all this? You've been totally silent since we left Milas.
Well...
Hey, Valessa, no prying. Let him open up when he wants to.
I'm just curious, that's all. It's not like Milas treated us to after routine. Everything is different. Besides, Wendy can help.
I'm just taking things as they come, to be honest.
There's not much else we can do. I'm sure that Dominic will have a lot to teach us. Maybe when we get there, we won't feel so lost.
She turns back around, and we continue walking. I try to admire the scenery, but that attempt is short-lived. And Fordham, who had taken the lead, also stops in his tracks.
Actually, on the subject of venting, there's something I need to get off my chest. Or, I guess, there's something I need to ask you two.
What is it?
Sure. What is it?
What the hell? She said that right after I said it. What perfect timing.
I know we don't like talking about this, and sometimes we pretend it never even happened. But we can't anymore. We're going to Museo. So I think now we need to face the facts. That's the last place our parents were... I mean, they were there when it happened.
Well, I'm gonna do a quick save here. As I talked to Miles, Ulrich, and I got spiritually stabbed, and I finally get to put my name into the game.
Casualties of the occupation.
Now we have the chance to fight back against the Triumvirate. They were directly responsible for what happened there. Are we doing this for Alestia? Or for ourselves?
You mean revenge? Fortune, I don't know how to answer that. All of our parents. That was so long ago.
I don't know if that makes me a bad person or not. But we can't just fight because Milas told us to. We each need a purpose, even if they're different.
I guess I want Alestia's freedom. Is that not reason enough to fight?
That's a goal, Valessa, not a purpose. Let me ask the seer, why do you fight? What weight will you carry with that blade?
Probably get some revenge by saying the desire to avenge our parents.
Good. So I'm not the only one then. I didn't fully realize it until we left Mila's house. This is our chance to fight back. To take them down. I have more to say though, so hold on. Our parents went to Museo together, as a group of friends. Now, we're doing the same. And trust me, I'm worried. They got caught up in a fight, and we will too. But I don't want to die. I want to save Alestia. So promise me, we'll stay together. Right until the end.
You're asking me to make a promise I can't keep?
Oh, I guess I see things differently. I have no problem protecting you if things get hairy. Let's get that blade then, and we'll take this step by step.
Yeah, I'm about ready to get off this bridge. Not exactly the best place for a heart-to-heart. Though, honestly, I'm glad you opened up. And actually, I think I found my purpose. I want to fight to protect my closest friends. So, about that promise, I'll be here, right until the end.
That's because you're added to my character inventory. I nod and they smile at one another. A few moments later, we continue our trek to the Grand Tree. This time, however, we reach our goal with no interruptions. As soon as we enter, we all spread out. Perhaps covering more ground would help us find it easier. However, much to our surprise, it's out in the open. Like, why?
Wait, that's it?
That's what I'm wondering. It's wrapped in a sack in front of the Grand Tree's altar. The general shape and size was easily discernible to me. It was the instrument of my death and Valinor's destruction.
There's a letter attached to it. Let's see what it says.
Wait, hold on. I don't think we're supposed to touch it. We should probably leave this one to the seer.
Yeah, let me touch it.
I'm sure it's fine as long as it's covered up. Very well. Feel free to do the honors.
They both look at me, leaving me little choice in the matter. It's not like they had any choice in this either, however. Taking slow steps to the altar, I look down at the letter.
Well, what does it say?
Let me read it. I kneel down and pull off the letter, breaking some adhesive. It's from Miles. And it gives us a little bit more information. None of us have really left Valinor. Well, that's nice, Foxy. Snow's guidance is helpful.
Instructions from Miles. Thank you for following my directions. It's good to know we'll be able to work with each other on this grand endeavor. Hidden inside this package here is the blade we talked about earlier, otherwise known as the Blade of Exodus. I'm not sure why it's been given such a name, but it was the Triumvirate's choice. As soon as you take it, please ensure that it never leaves your sight. A guide, Zamira, will be waiting for you on Main Street. He'll guide you to Peregrino, where you'll meet up with Pro, a trusted ally and longtime rebel. From there, Pro will guide you to Mazeo. Pro might seem a bit incompetent at first, but he's simply been following my orders. Having him come here and get you, as Damek originally planned, was much too risky. Instead, I told him to pass time in the tavern until you bring the blade to him. I had Zamira meet him in the dead of night in Valinorth's outskirts to retrieve the blade and bring it to where you are now. This way, no villagers were aware, and there was no chance of complications arising. I'm sure Damek will understand this delay. One final thing. I authorize you with access to Solberg, now that you know its secret. Feel free to stop there on your journey.
I put the letter in my pocket and look at Fordham and Balessa. It seems that our next objective was clear, much better than before. If Maya simply threw us into the wild, we'd get lost immediately.
The Blade of Exodus. That's a bit of a weird name, isn't it? Do you think that's the person who made it?
Or maybe it's a title for whoever wields it. You know, something like Seer or Cirrus. What about it? Should we call you Exodus?
No.
Yeah, especially if the Triumvirate wants it back. Walking around as Exodus will put a huge target on us. That's not something we can afford if we want to blend in.
Alright. Forget I suggested it. Let's get out of here before we waste too much time. We're supposed to meet someone named Zamira, right?
I know them. They typically guard the town gate. No better person to carry out a secret mission in the night. I'm glad we'll have a guide. I was starting to worry we'd get lost.
Yeah, none of us have ever left Valinor before. I'm sure it'll be great. We can even check out Solberg. Grab the blade seer. The villagers would never question you.
But not as a seer, they wouldn't care what I carry. But I can understand if they saw an outsider with this blade. Miles' plan of using Zamira was definitely the best course of action. As we venture to Mazeo, however, some people might stare. But we're in a group, so I doubt they'd try anything. I pity the person who picked a fight with the Blade of Exodus. I carefully unwrapped the package. The sight of the weapon caused me to tense up. I can almost feel the pain of last night's vision. Melissa and Fordham looked down, seeing it for the first time. I exchanged glances with them before my eyes returned to the blade. I grip it for the first time, and that's when everything changes. With a blinding flash of white light, I fall back. Landing me on the floor, I'm unable to see or move. It isn't much longer until I can't breathe either. I hear Valessa and Fordham call out to me. But as my senses are robbed, their shouts slowly fade. A series of visions play out before me, and I can do little but watch.
You mean this was all just a trap? No, I don't believe it. I'm not giving up.
To think all of that was stored in this. After we tell the people, everything will change.
We will aid you in this fight, but you are no longer a rebellion. Today, you become something much more.
Wait! Think about what you are doing. Without us, there is no freedom.
Don't worry, nothing personal. Just playing with the hand I've been dealt.
The shadowed man approaches me with a dagger in his hand. I can't fight back. I can just watch as he sinks it into my gut. Soon after, I'm paralyzed on the ground. I can hear him laughing. I gasp for air as I grip the spot where he stabbed me. Melissa and Fordham had a huge sigh of relief. In my other hand, I hold the blade of Exodus tightly. I throw it across the room as I slowly regain my strength, my breath. They help me rise to a sitting position. Concern on their faces clear. Thankfully, I'm able to relax before they decide to question me.
What happened?
Wait, how is that possible? The spirits are the ones who give visions. Could it have something to do with your energy?
Valessa, it doesn't matter. For now, we just need to make sure he's safe.
Right, sorry. Will you be okay? Can you move? Good. I'm glad to hear. Miles left a change of clothes for you. It was tucked underneath the blade, see?
She points to the package that held the blade. Resting there is a set of battle-ready clothing. A holster, or scabbard, is built into the back.
Maybe Miles knew that touching it was risky. If you wear this outfit, you can sheath the blade. It might be best to conceal it and minimize contact.
Wait, then why didn't he tell us that? Seems like a stupid thing to leave out.
I guess you have a point. Well, I'm glad that things are fine. You should go get changed, Seer.
She tilts her head, doing enclave at the back of the green tree. I guess it would provide sufficient privacy, so I grabbed the clothes. They turned their backs to me as an extra gesture of consideration. It looks like a mixture of Valessa and Form's outfit, made of flexible material. It was clearly ready for a fight. The scabbard is adjustable. I could position it from my dominant hand. What should I do? I'm right-handed though. I tilted to the right, for easy access with my right hand. Not that I expected to be touching the blade all too often. When the rest of the outfit is on, I walk back out into the open.
Whoa! That looks really good on you. A lot more fitting than that fancy suit.
That's everything we need then? I mean, aside from the blade?
We all look to where I threw it earlier. Before we left, I'd have to touch it again. I can sense the anxiety within my friends.
Look, whatever happens, we're here for you. I doubt it'll be as bad as last time. And you're fine.
You could have worded that a bit better. But there was truth to it. It was such a shock last time because I didn't expect it at all. But I was the seer of Valinor. I was meant to wield this blade. I slowly walked towards it, kneeling down. When I get there, whatever happened this time, I wouldn't let it control me. As I grab it, I remind myself that I'm the one. I am one with the spirits. The white light overtakes me again, but that's all. I can still move, breathe, and sense my surroundings. Deep within me, I feel the connection, defying explanation. It's beautiful, and I'd like to stay this way forever. Unfortunately, the feeling soon turns into something more. In a matter of seconds, the source of beauty is one of fright. I quickly seized the blade to prevent any damage. Whatever that was, doing it for too long would hurt me. It seems that using this weapon would require some practice.
Well, that looked fine to me. You didn't end up on the floor at least. Whoa, really? Milas was right then. It takes strength. Remind me not to touch that thing anytime soon.
I'm curious to learn more about it. Like, where it came from, and who made it. Hopefully we figure that out along the way. So, should we get going? Or is there anything else we need to do?
We're supposed to meet Zamira on Main Street, but we should save that until we're ready to leave. One last look around Valinor couldn't hurt.
Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier. I don't want to leave anything behind.
A new feature, Party Banter, has been unlocked. Following this text box, a brief tutorial will display. Previous areas of Valinor have been updated. Party Banter. While you can talk to party members, they can also talk amongst themselves. Icons will appear in the top right of certain areas. In the top right of certain areas will indicate which combination is looking to talk, and whether or not you've viewed the scene before. Click one of the character icons to view that party banter scene. You can now leave Valinor via the world map. Click the icon near exit. We'll meet up with the Mara. The icon leading to Main Street will function as normal. Okay. So we need to click here. And then we need to click here. Then we need to go here. Would you like to leave Valinor? Yes, I do. We head back to Main Street in search of Zamara. The blade of Exodus is strapped to my back, and it's heavy. Glances from the townspeople show that they're aware of this artifact. However, being who I am, they raise no concerns to my face.
So, Valessa, do you see him anywhere? I don't know what he looks like, so this is on you.
Yeah, sorry, I'll point him out. I'm just not used to the villagers staring like this. That blade really makes us stand out, doesn't it?
Or maybe they're just admiring our good looks. Come on, Valessa, don't be so uptight. Nobody knows what this blade can do. Let him stare.
She gives Fordham no response as she scans the area. It's true, they could stare, but they didn't know. To them, it was just a cool sword, something new. Valinor could be pretty stagnant and short of excitement.
Wait, I see him.
She points to a man standing near my house. He has his back against it and taps his foot on the ground. I guess he knew where I lived. Marlis must have told him.
Hey, Zamir, how's your watch going?
His ears perk up, and he starts to approach us. A huge smile on his face as he quickly closes the distance.
Hey, Valessa, long time no see. Can't complain, things are pretty much the same. This is the most excitement I've had in years.
He looks me up and down before staring at the blade. Something told me he wanted to stay quiet, like the villagers.
Whoa, that thing looks pretty cool. I've heard a few stories, but didn't get to see it. You'll have to tell me more as we head to Peregrino.
Wait, hold on. I have a few questions to ask.
So do I.
Oh, sure. Let's walk and talk. If I'm not mistaken, we're on a schedule.
He points towards the gate leading out of Valinor. Fordham speaks his mind as we start walking over.
So, you know it's coming, right? I just need to make sure we're on the same page.
As I check Discord, it's Leon's Discord. And I'm gonna continue from here.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do. But Milas has a plan to keep everyone safe, and at the very least, we have a few days to prepare.
I'm confused though. He knew about this attack, and from what he said, he's known for a while. Why give up Valinor? Why not fortify and prepare?
Actually, I heard something about that. Damek, the leader of the rebels, had a vision. Apparently, that blade is more than just a weapon.
Wait, other people can use it then?
No one else has tried, to be honest. But in his vision, he saw the triumvirate fall. The cost was clear. Valinor fell as well.
Who says they both need to happen? We could take them down without abandoning Valinor. Isn't it a little short-sighted to do something like that?
We don't really know for sure, Valessa, but it sure makes sense to replicate what he saw. That way, the rebellion's victory is guaranteed. Besides, Milas will evacuate everyone that's willing. Valinor can be resettled in the future. I know it. I just worry about those who don't buy into the story.
What do you mean?
Well, some people will be stubborn. We can't force them to leave. We just encourage it. Those that stay behind, well, there's nothing we can do.
That's true. And it lines up with the vision. The seer mentioned that lots of villagers perished. Isn't there something we can do to help them cooperate?
We should focus on ourselves, Valessa. There's no point wasting time on something we can't change. Let's get away from these prying ears. I have some more news.
He smiles as we approach the exit of Valinor. News in our current situation, that doesn't sound promising. But with curiosity piqued, we follow Zamara with haste. We can go here. We enter the outskirts of Valinor and take in deep breaths. The air is so fresh and pure, it's almost hard to explain. However, our enjoyment is hindered by Zamira's worried look.
Well, what's the news? Is everything okay, Zamira?
Okay, I'm gonna do a quick save here. And I'm going to close the game here. I'm also gonna end the stream right here. Next stream is 10 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, the 20th of April 2018. Right here on twitch.tv/flash_hound. And for those watching on YouTube as a YouTube replay, stay tuned for the end screen content